financial struggle feels familiar, if overworking feels normal, or if making money with ease sounds unrealistic, it's not because you're broken, it's because your nervous system has learned to struggle. And today I'm going to talk with you about why struggle can feel normal and even what it may be costing you. Let me start with a story that's over 2,000 years old, but still describes exactly why so many of us feel stuck in our money, our careers, and even in our lives. Heard of Plato's Allegory of the Cave? Imagine a group of people living in a dark cave. They've been there since childhood, chained at the wrist, ankles, and neck, unable to turn their heads. All they can see is the wall in front of them. And behind them, there's a fire. And between the fire and the prisoners, people are walking by carrying objects, shapes, statues, and tools. But the prisoners never see the people. They only see the shadows cast on the wall. For these prisoners, the shadows are reality, and they believe the shadows are the whole world. They build meaning from the shadows. They argue about the shadows. They fear them. They worship them. They obey them because they don't know anything else. Until one day, a prisoner breaks free. At first, he's terrified. His legs shake. His eyes burn. He turns towards the fire and realizes the shadows weren't reality. They were just, in fact, projections. As he climbs out of the cave and steps into the sunlight, he realizes at first, this is blinding. But slowly he begins to see everything as it truly is. And for the first time in his life, he realizes that what he believed was truth was just a story he inherited. Think about that for a second. When I first heard of Plato's Allegory of the Cave, I thought it was brilliant because I certainly had my share of living in a cave, that metaphorical cave of limiting beliefs. In one of my caves, the shadows weren't statues on a wall. They were beliefs about success, worth, and money. Beliefs I didn't question because they were too familiar. Limiting beliefs like you have to work hard, or rather overwork to have money. Some of you guys call it that hustle and grind mentality. Money is to be protected, even hoarded, because someone or something is going to mess it up. Or if I don't give money here, something bad will happen to my money. It will all be gone. And just like the prisoners, I believed those shadows because they were handed to me by my family, by culture, by experiences, and held together by the glue of fear. These shadows, old stories I didn't even know I had inherited, were literally taking me out. And once I saw that, I began to ask different questions. One question that changed everything was this: who told me that? Where did that idea that I have to struggle to create wealth come from? Where did I learn that something bad will inevitably happen to my money the more that I make? And then most importantly, what if all the stories that I've been living according to, allowing to drive my life, what if they really just aren't actually true? Becoming curious created a shift, the shift that I needed. It loosened something inside of me. It was like releasing chains you didn't realize were there. And if you've ever felt trapped financially, professionally, emotionally, you just might be mistaking shadows for truth. Just like those prisoners, most people aren't stuck because of lack of effort or bad luck. Most are kept stuck by mental conditioning, by stories that feel true because we've been watching their shadows our whole lives. Stories about success, about worth, about money. Stories like financial security matters more than peace and joy. Or you have to work twice as hard. Look at that, twice as hard to earn respect. Or only a certain gender can create wealth. You've heard them all. Sometimes the nature of your job whispers limiting beliefs about what it means to succeed or create wealth. It's why I freaking hate the term public servant, particularly for teachers and firefighters and the like. These shadows, they're just stories. These shadows, those stories, they become your truth, not because they are truth, but because they're familiar. Just like you, anytime you've settled for a paycheck or over purpose, certainty over alignment, or fear over possibility. Let's be honest. It's really bad luck or lack of effort that keeps life from moving forward. It's programming. Since childhood, most of us have been trained to move with the energy of fear, scarcity, and limitation. Your attention, designed to create possibilities, was trained to focus on problems. That's your brain's negativity bias at work. It's always scanning for threats to keep you safe and to conserve energy. Your imagination often focuses on failure, real or imagined. Because your subconscious mind doesn't distinguish between imagination and reality, every repeated thought becomes a habit, an emotion, and ultimately a result. That's why there are some things you simply cannot afford to think about. In Plato's story, the prisoners mistake shadows for reality. We do the same thing every freaking day, especially with money and our careers. We chase the shadow version of success, the shadow version of approval, a paycheck that feels safe but not satisfying, without even realizing we're still chained by fear, scarcity, and self-doubt. So when you say, I can't afford to leave this job, what you might really mean is, I don't believe I'll be supported if I do. Folks, that's not a financial statement. It's a statement of limiting belief. It's a limiting belief holding you hostage to a reality you no longer wish to have. Your relationship with money mirrors your relationship with yourself. Your money story is never just about money. It's about identity. It's about worth. If you believe you have to earn love, you'll believe you have to earn ease. If you believe you must prove your worth, you'll keep choosing assignments and jobs that make you prove it. And if you believe abundance is for other people, you'll subconsciously push it away. Those are the chains on the cave floor. Before you can build wealth or experience a rewarding career, you have to identify the limiting beliefs holding you back. So let's find out what's really going on. What's really been driving your money story. I'm going to share with you an exercise. It's an NLP exercise to help you get a better idea of what's really going on. Like, what is your money story? What is the shadow belief behind your money story? Take a look at these sentences. People with money are, I'd have more money if, money causes, my parents always thought money would, my biggest fear about money is. Take a look at those for a second and fill them in. What have you heard about people with money? What do you believe? If you had more money, what would you believe? What have you thought in the past about what money can cause? What have your parents told you about money? And what is your biggest fear about money? Write those down. Now, here is my favorite part of this exercise. Here's the twist. I want you to replace money with the word chairs. Replace money with the word chairs in those statements. And now we're going to take a look at how it shifts the energy, the intention, the mindset around money. Take a look at this. People with chairs are snobs. I'd have more chairs if I worked harder. Chairs cause stress. My parents always thought chairs would grow on trees. My biggest fear about chairs is I'll never have any. Come on, folks. Sounds crazy, right? Suddenly, your beliefs sound absurd because money isn't the problem, folks. It's the story behind the money that's causing the issue. Because like I said, money is a mirror. It reflects your energy, your beliefs, the identity that you bring to it. It's a mirror reflecting your ideas about worth, trust, and freedom. Because the reality is money is neutral. It's just a concept. And the limiting beliefs laced with fear will get you nowhere. No amount of hustling will make it flow. If your reflection is shaped in the cave, it will always look smaller than who you are. In Plato's story, one prisoner breaks free and steps into the sunlight. And like I said before, at first the truth felt uncomfortable, was blinding even. Just like the moment I sat with myself and began to question everything I had been conditioned to believe about money. But here is the magic. Once you see clearly, you can never unsee. Breaking limiting beliefs works the same way. The moment you challenge the belief that money is hard to earn, or that you're not good enough, or that success is for other people and not you, you will begin to notice the cracks in the cave. You will start to see possibility. You'll realize money responds to energy. Opportunities match self-belief. And freedom does not begin with a paycheck. It begins with perspective. And so, if you are ready to break free, I want you just to think about the following questions. Think about one of those ideas about money that was holding you back. Write it down and ask yourself, where did that belief come from? That belief that I was carrying on my back? Where did it come from? And then I want you to challenge that belief. Okay? Challenge it. What piece of evidence proves that it's completely true? All right? Think about that. And then after you think about that money story, that belief, and asking yourself, where did it come from? Now, I want you to begin to rewrite a new story. What's the new way you want to think about money? Rewrite your new money story. Because see, this is where you'll be able to come out of that cave and experience that freedom. You see, Plato's cave was never just about darkness. It was about perception. And the moment you see your shadows for what they truly are, you've in fact stepped into that light. When it comes to money, your career or success, the question isn't what do I need to earn? It's about what do you need to unlearn? Because freedom doesn't start in your wallet. It begins in your mind.